Hello everybody, this is HyperCole64, and this setup looks a little familiar. If it is, then it should be familiar if you've watched my Kirby's 20th Anniversary Biggest Contest submission, which you haven't seen it. Sorry. Link to the video will be in the description. But the reason why I'm doing this is because, well, it's Kirby's 20th Anniversary, and it's Christmas time, so I thought I'd do a special video for it. And I've got a new setup here. I've got my DS's, my Paper Mario diorama, my games, and my one second. Here we go. Alright. There we go. That's better. Oh, and you guys like my Batman shirt? Pretty awesome, right? Once again, hello everybody, this is HyperCole64, and welcome to a very special Christmas video in celebration of Kirby's 20th anniversary. And what I'm basically going to be doing in this video is I'm going to be sharing with you 5 Kirby levels from 5 different Kirby games. Mostly the console versions, not the handheld version. Now, this is not particularly a top 5 or anything, this is just me showing off 5 snow levels that I believe need to be shown off. So without further ado, let's get on to the first snow level, shall we? Alrighty, got my controller. Get this baby out. This we have my virtual console game. This side. Alright. Let's play.
Now before we actually get into the level, I just want to go ahead and talk about something. Just for fun, I decided to do live commentary while I was actually recording the footage. And I also recorded myself on a webcam just so I can show my reactions to these levels. If you would like to see the raw footage, I'll be putting up annotations for every single game that you see here. So you can click on that annotation and see the raw footage where I do live commentary over that footage. The footage you see is completely unedited in the RAWs, and you can pretty much see what I do when I usually off-screen in my Let's Play videos. But without further ado, let's get on to our first snow level, which is level 5, Iceberg from Kirby's Dream Land 3. This is one of the more harder snow levels in the Kirby franchise, and one of my least favorites, and I'll talk about that right now. It's not that the level design is hard, it's just the missions that come with it. Kirby's Dream Land 3's Iceberg level is one of the hardest levels in the game, so let's go ahead and talk about it. The first stage you go into is a flower stage, where you have to unfreeze the flowers with your fire ability. And then you go through this little snowstorm kind of thing, where the snow is kind of pushing you back or something. This is pretty popular in a lot of video games. The second part of the level can be pretty challenging. In the second part of the level, you have this cloud storm coming right after you, and I don't think it pretty much hurts you, but it kind of covers up the screen, which really freaks you out so much. I accidentally press it, and then I get, oh jeez. This is why this is dangerous. I can't see anything! I can't see anything! I can't see anything! Okay, I couldn't tell if the cloud killed me or if an enemy killed me. I couldn't really tell there. So I'm gonna do that again. I can't tell! Oh gosh, no! No! Kirby, no! Where am I? Where am I? Somebody tell me! Okay. Okay, I can confirm that enemy killed me. And once you actually get out of that cloud storm, you go into a lava section. Wait, what? Why is there a lava section in an ice level? What's the point of that? I guess probably the point of that is the fact that there's not really a lava level in this game, so that's probably why it's in there. But it's so out of place for that level. And it's a little ironic, too. Anyway, the objective for this level is that you actually have to have the freezing ability, and you need to freeze Metroids, which I know a good amount of you might remember from the Metroids franchise. Now, I wasn't able to do this because I didn't have the freezing ability. I didn't exactly complete these missions while I was recording them, I just showed how to do them. That's really all I did. Probably the worst part of that level for me was not getting stressed over that cloud storm, which I utterly failed at. Which I hate. Oh gosh, no. No. Oh, please tell me I go in the level. Go in! I got a game over. Yeah. Alright, next level. The third stage of that level is a minigame stage, where you have to face Kawasaki. What Kawasaki will do is he will have a Gordo near him, and he will make a sound with that. But before that, there will be 5 Gordos who will be coming down, each with different sound effects. And you have to find the right Gordo that matches the sound effect that Kawasaki makes. If you make the wrong one, then you lose. If you get the right one, you win, and you have to get it right 3 times. Luckily enough, it pretty much became the easiest minigame for me, at least in my recording session. Let me show you why. First one down. You have to get 3 right to get the star. Last one again. It can be kind of tricky as some of the sounds. You need to remember all the sounds that are given to you. Last one again. What the frick? How the frick does that happen? The sound effect was always on the last choice, which was so freaking weird. It never really happened to me before. Also, the level had ice physics, so yeah, there you go. Huh, Genie Waldies. Oh, I just realized! The Genie Waldies in Return to Dreamland, they're from this game. I didn't realize that before. Wow. Holy freaking crap. The 4th level's a little weird. Basically, it's kind of a maze, and you have to choose a certain amount of doors to get to this shell. I wasn't able to do it, so I can't exactly show myself doing it. The 5th stage is probably the worst of them all. In this stage, you are going through a bunch of rooms which have many of the different enemies you face throughout the game. This is basically sort of an enemy rush, you could say. This level's just an enemy rush, so there's really nothing to talk about for this level. Except for the fact I was incredibly confused at what the frick you were supposed to do. What are you supposed to do? I completely forgot. Was I literally complaining about this level for nothing? Because it seemed like the only challenge is this level is getting past all the enemies. Okay, seriously, what are you supposed to do? I can't remember. Is it just really simple and the only challenge is just all these rooms? What? What? What were you supposed to do? What? I can't remember. What were you supposed to do? Hey, frick this level. I seriously didn't know what the frick I was supposed to do. Probably because I hadn't played the game for that long. But the fact that there wasn't that jingle that played in the room where you're supposed to get an item for that mission. I had no idea what to do, and it wasn't a minigame stage, so what the frick was it? When I was editing the video, I was still confused at what I was supposed to do, and then I looked at the white cat. And then it hit me. It was actually an animal mission. What you had to do was you had to find the cat partner of the game, known as Nago, and navigate through the entire level as him. The problem was, you couldn't find Nago in the level, so you had to go to another level and find him, and then play through the entire level as him. If you died, you had to go back through another level, find Nago again, and play through the entire level all over again. This particular reason made me remember why I hated this level so much. The fact that it was so hard to get that one partner to the end of the stage was just so ridiculous. And Nago is one of my least favorite partners in the game, so that also probably is the reason why I hate it. And now we're on to the last stage, which is an enemy rush, which actually really isn't that hard. The basic mission of this one is that you have to collect all these feathers for this girl. There are a good amount of feathers in this level, and you have to break these blocks to get to the feathers. And you need a certain power-up for each of these blocks. The thing is, before you get to the room that has the feather, there's a certain power-up you can get beforehand. Make sure you get that ability before you go into the next room. That way you can get the feather. If you don't get that power-up, you won't get the feather, and you will have to start all over. But incidentally, it's not that hard of a level. All you're doing is facing bosses, which all the mini-bosses are pretty freaking easy, and you're just sucking up their powers. Very simple as that. So you shouldn't really have that much problem with this level. Although some of the mini-bosses took a long time to defeat. After that, you can finally move on to King DDD, which I wasn't able to show because the only time you can actually replay boss battles after you defeat them is through the boss Butch. And I'm not good at boss rushes, so I didn't bother showing it, so sorry! All in all, the snow level in Kirby Dream Land 3 is not that bad, but it does have its perks. Remember how I said earlier how the level design doesn't really make the level hard? I kinda take that back. There were a few times where the level design was just stupid, such as putting disappearing blocks under partners, cheap enemy placement, and don't even get me started on the fake doors. Those are just stupid. I am so glad they never appeared in any other Kirby game after that. It's not that bad of a snow level, but it's definitely one of the weakest snow levels in the Kirby franchise. Okay, sorry about that. I went a little bit too long on that level, so I'll try to go shorter on the other levels. Anyway, the next level we're taking a look at is level 5 Superstar from Kirby 64 The Crystal Shards, and it is a lot better than the snow level from Kirby's Dream Land 3. This level is around 70% snow level and 30% mechanical, so let's take a look at it. The first level is a winter wonderland where you're traveling through the snow with freaking, I don't know, icebergs in the air? I really don't know what they are. And apparently penguins running away from you. Why the penguins run away from you, I will really never know. I guess they're afraid that they're gonna get eaten by Kirby.
No, someone help me! It's me!
Anyway, during the level, you actually encounter Waddle Dee, and he brings a sled for you to ride. This sled is actually very fun. You can go on top of igloos into different branching paths you can take, and it's actually quite fun part of the level. Then you got the ice part of the level, which isn't really visible here, so I apologize for that. And it introduces ice physics into the game. The one thing I really like this level is the music. I like that little jingle that plays for the first 3 levels, and it's really nice, and it feels very Christmassy themed. However, while I was playing through these levels, I did experience one little thing that wasn't the game's fault, but was kind of my fault. Ow. Oh. Oh, man. Oh, gosh. Oh, man. Okay. You know what's happening right now? Basically what's happening right now is I'm too used to Kirby's Dream Land 3 controls now. It was called switching from a different control mechanism in a matter of minutes. I actually started recording footage for Kirby 64 minutes after I finished recording for Kirby's Dream Land 3. And because the control schemes were different, I had trouble adjusting to Kirby 64. This was very notable, especially in Stage 2. Speaking of which, in Stage 2, you head up into the clouds, which isn't exactly snow-themed, but it's close enough. You're up in the clouds, and you're floating up in the air, which means there's a ton of bottomless pits that you don't want to fall from, or else you will die instantly. This is where it shows that I wasn't really accustomed to Kirby 64 controls yet. Let me go ahead and show a few examples. And I'm still near death. Shut up. Oh, crap! I'm too used to Dream Land 3! Luckily, Dream Land 3 is the only control scheme that's weird. The other control schemes for the other games I'm gonna be playing are not weird. And that was fail. Oh my gosh. Am I gonna get game over again? Oh, jeez. I suck at Kirby so freaking much. Other than that, I love the level, and I think it was pretty fun. Although some of the enemy placements were kinda jerkish. Next up is Stage 3, which is actually my favorite level, as it's sort of based off a toy factory, which kind of makes it Christmas-themed. And in this level, you have these different rooms that have different things in them for each room, such as one having killer plants, one of them having like refrigerators and TVs, one having nuts and bolts, one having furniture, one having a giant fish tank. Do I really need to go on? It just had so much diversity with it, and it felt like that each room was used for a specific toy, like one room was used for one specific toy, one specific gift, which I just thought that was really cool, and I thought that was kind of a cool concept. During the level, you actually play this sort of mini-game, and this is a perfect example of how this game is incredibly based off Kirby's Dream Land 3. In this mini-game, this painter boy will paint pictures of fruit on the wall, and in the next room, you have to match that fruit with the right color. I had no problem with the banana, that is a lemon, not a banana, and the grape. The banana was yellow, the grape was purple. The middle picture, that one right there, I had a little trouble with it. I thought at first, oh hey, it's orange, I'll press the orange button. Press the orange button. It didn't work. Then I thought it might have been a coconut. I tried the brown button. It didn't work. Then I thought, oh, maybe it's a piece, so I pressed the pink button. It didn't work. And I thought, oh, maybe it's just a poorly drawn pear, so I tried the green button. It finally freaking worked. For a painter boy, he's not good at painting. Does that look like a freaking pear to you? So this stage was basically a combination of a mechanical theme and a Christmas happy theme. The next stage is where everything gets mechanical. When you enter the level, you see that it's not really that dark, and it's like, oh, it's still Christmassy themed. But once you actually get into the factory itself, you see that it's very different from the other stages you have faced. It's deeper, darker than the last factory, there's scarier enemies, hammers, freaking robots, and then you got these things in the background. Seriously, what the frick is that? It looks like a combination of a pig and a hippo's head. And that looks like a dark Little Red Riding Hood. If someone could freaking tell me what those things are in the comments below, I would really like to know, because I have no idea what those things are. In the second part of the level, Kirby jumps on the King Dedede's back, and now you control King Dedede. You use your hammer to plow through doors and avoid hammers. I don't know what's weird, the fact that there's freaking giant hammers, or the fact that King Dedede doesn't just clobber Kirby right there. Oh, I am so sorry. That was so bad. That was so freaking bad. The third part of the level is a basic platforming place with lots of conveyor belts and these things. And then one mini-boss later, you're in this sort of room that introduced something that we're all too familiar with. Crushing platforms. If you get crushed under them, you die instantly. So don't get crushed under them. Like I did a couple times. And of course you got toy robots with killer walls. Enough said. And that's pretty much all I gotta say about the stages, since the rest is just generic platforming. So let's head off to the boss battle, which is a giant killer robot of Doom! Okay, maybe not of Doom, but it's still a giant killer robot, and it's freaking awesome. This is one of the hardest bosses in the game, unless you use something that I did, which I'll get into later. In the first phase, you have to avoid his arms, which are swinging around, and a laser, and some missiles, which I wasn't able to show off. And then in the second phase, he will turn into a car-like robot, and he will have clippers who will try to kill you, lots of missiles, and he will also try to land you once or twice. This can be a really hard boss, unless you're me with double lightsabers. If you have double lightsaber Kirby, you will completely own this boss like a boss. If you don't have any power-up, though, just make sure you suck up all the projectiles that he throws at you and just shoot him at him. That's pretty much my strategy. But with lightsaber Kirby, just swing away. Again, like a boss! Overall, I really liked this snow stage. There was some great level design, and other than a couple enemy placements, I still really liked it. I liked the mechanical part, I liked the snow part, I liked the cloud part, I liked the toy factory part. Just, it was a great level. And it had a nice little Christmassy theme to it as well. It's a nice level, and it's way better than Kirby's Dream Land 3's snow level. That didn't really sound right, I know, but you get what I mean. Thumbs up on this level. Oh, I really suck at this game a lot, do I? And unfortunately, guys, we're going to have to stop it here for now, and we will be covering the last 3 levels that I need to cover in the next part. Really sorry I couldn't be able to show you all of the things I wanted to show, but kind of ran out of time. I kind of got distracted during the process, so we'll get all the rest of the levels done in the next episode as we take a look at the modern Kirby games. Thank you guys for watching. Have a very Merry Christmas and a very Happy New Year. See you guys.